Howdy guys, nice to see you visiting my channel, Karin's Orchids. Well, today is Saturday evening and I think I'm gonna post this video tomorrow on Sunday. Let's unbox it and see the content will be. Yes, Jaguarina. I will give you a pop-up on its parents. I forgot whether it's a primary hybrid cross or a hybrid, yeah? So, and it is flowering size, 24.90 euro. Maybe there are no roots down there, but who knows? So we shall see. We shall see what happens in the report or not report session. Just fantastic. White flowers, frilly flowers, with a gorgeous, gorgeous multicolored lip. 45.3% Cattleya mossii in it. Let's see, it's kind of wet. This one is run. Yeah, good thing I addressed it now. Just get it off. But yeah. Something has been cut off here, so maybe it was a bad growth, but or a dead pseudobulb or whatever. This one is going to be a very, very small, tiny growth, but along with it, there shall be a couple of new roots, as long as it's still producing good growth simultaneously. These roots are more or less dead. Let's just start the digging. Now, as you can see, hollow. Nothing in there. This one seems to be alright, but not much of a live tissue in there. I mean, it was really, really damp. I don't know why they water it. On an orchid with dead roots. I guess I just have to wait for its next set of new roots. Seem alright, but they're not. Look. And still, it's two pieces. Actually, no, it is. Ta-da! 22 months later on. And this is what this one looks like without makeup, even this time. Trying to mimic the old 22-month-old video. Somehow. So, but where's the Jaguarina or Jaguarina or yeah. Where's the plant? It's in orchid heaven. Yeah. Shall I blame the plant? In one way or the other, we can blame the plant. But I should have seen that its leaves were dehydrated. A poor growth coming, which in many cases doesn't provide a lot of new roots. As when an orchid, which has got the mossii in it, has lost its entire root system. By my own experience, it would take time to regain strength and power enough to bounce back. And she never ever did. I should have put her there inside a cabinet to at least try to accomplish a little bit more moisture around the foliage, so the leaves could retrieve a little bit of its lost moisture outside in, so to speak. But I didn't, and yeah, I might not have been able to save it anyways, since all of its roots were dead and it was wet when it arrived. So, but anyways, that's life. Let's jump right over to the next orchid and see if we succeeded a little bit better with that one. Yeah? Thought I give the Cattleya type orchids another shot. Another go. Shot. Yes, another go. So I ordered the Cattleya orchid glade. Usually deep red colored flowers, heart-shaped in a way. The background color of the bloom is usually white. Hey. This is a lovely orchid. Look. Good sized, yeah? Really. 2 nice fat pseudobulbs. Sudden it's mandatory. What? Blue? Mandatory moss, but yeah. Nothing coming. I wonder how it blooms. I forgot if it blooms from in between the leaves or from the base of the pseudobulb. And 22 months later on, where's the Cattleya orchid glade? Behind this huge wrinkle-stylus gigantea, they are hiding. Hey, I repotted this orchid, Cattleya orchid glade, 2 months back in the video what medium to use for bulbophyllums and Cattleya orchids. So I was showing you her really well back then, repotting her and all. And naturally, the pseudobulbs will be wrinkled. Yeah. And not so plump. And now I'm referring to the old ones, not the new one. It's growing on nicely, but I haven't yet started to order them. And I won't until perhaps mid or late June. Now it's early May. Yes. Yeah. I will wait. These old pseudobulbs will plump up really, really fast. So they should look like this at this stage. This one is taking all of the energy, but still is creating roots. Just like its fellow one there, which is a smaller one. But already loads of roots, so they grow quite differently, even though the same genus. So this is good progress. In 2 months' time, this growth will be twice the size and twice as fat if I don't water it yet. So it's all right with one pseudobulb a year coming out from previous years. It was decent growth, yes. So we're getting a little bit more humidity in here and a lot of warmth in the warmer cabinet. Here's the one I almost regretted that I bought directly after I pressed the send order. It's a cooler grower. Yay! Laelia, jungiana, tipo. It should be a very small size, around 10 centimeters. As a mature plant, 10 centimeters high, yeah. That's what we got. Around 10-12 centimeters tall canes. So that's totally correct. And it can grow quite a few new growth at the same time. Should be kept a little bit more cooler, so I'm not really sure what to make out of it, so to speak. Kind of shallow root system, I assume. So we shall see. But I always loved and adored his flowers, but I've always been a little bit too scared to buy it. Flower size, 27.90. So, well, we might as well just continue here in the warmer cabinet, which wasn't really to the jungiana's liking. No. So today we're gonna move her back to where she was sitting before. There's space for the others. Yeah. Always look on the bright side of life. Did you? Yeah. Yeah. Let's bring her in into the kitchen area. Almost 2 years ago, I planted her. Basically this pot. Very same pot. In inorganic medium. if you viewed the repot or not repot section, you saw that I was using gravel, pumice, charcoal, lecta and stuff, on to see what happened. Yeah, for a short while, in that, a little bit cooler, a little more dapple lighted cabinet, yeah, she thrived. I've been showing you this orchid before in an update, if I remember it correctly. But suddenly she went down, and I couldn't figure out why. I didn't do anything differently. She just declined, yeah? Without any apparent reason. So I got her out of a pot, just to check her roots, which were 0 to none. Yeah. So I figured maybe a little bit more lights, but still a bit of humidity, and switch medium. So there's moss and bark underneath this layer of gravel. Yeah. But now I can see she's starting to get a couple of roots again. She's relatively wrinkled now, but I've seen worse, so at least her newest growth are producing new roots. But I think she was doing better in that cabinet. But she's still alive, which I didn't think she would be 1 month ago. So I just need to not forget to water her every once in a while. It'll be okay. But yeah, I'm gonna put her back to her original spot. Got a mug I never use. Yeah, she cannot tilt. Yeah, that's great. Maybe turn it around the other way. It's not Christmas. Yeah, just to get the height so she gets a little bit closer to the LED tube there. So now she's back where she belongs. Let's jump right over to the next orchid and see what happened with that one. Yeah? Wow. Yay! This was a pleasant surprise. This orchid, as far as I remember, carries also a lot of inheritance from the Mossiae. According to the website, 2 years to flowering size, €14.90, so not so bad. But I can see now, LC, Laelia Cattleya, Isabel Sander, cross between Laelia Cattleya, Jungiana, yeah, Rex times Cattleya Mossiae variation Reineckiana. So this is a really, really interesting cross, isn't it? Let's look at it and see how tiny it really is. 2 years, you know. You know the drill, you know what 2 years flowering size always seems to look like. This is not a disappointment at all. Look at it. This one should be, I think, yeah, medium-sized Cattleya. So it's got a lot of Mossiae in it. Should be deep pink purple and with a smashing dark purple lip, I think. Such a gorgeous plant. Large flowers as well. 22 months later. The very same tag. With thousands of letters. Sitting here. This shelf. Under good lights. I remember me whining over her being tiny. The website claiming that she had only 2 years to flowering size. And I couldn't believe it was true. And it still isn't true. It looks like she's going to be a medium-sized Cattleya orchid. Just like the major parent, the 75% Cattleya, which is in it. I guessed it, the Mossiae. I couldn't stress it enough, could I? I think next spring. If she performs well until then. Or maybe the year after. Yeah. We'll see. 1 or 2 years. Still. And I repotted this orchid properly. Not a softie, a proper repot 1 month ago into a larger pot. So she's now starting to create an entirely new root system. They always dump the old root system, these orchids, more or less, especially the mossy eye. Yeah, I've really got to know the mossy eye's grumpiness throughout the years. Very slow species to bounce back. Yeah. This orchid I just fell for immediately. Ring Cattleya Triumphal Coronation variation Sito. Now, if you Google it, its flowers seems to be the largest flowers ever made, man-made, perhaps. They look absolutely enormous, huge. But in reality, they were, I've heard, around about 12 centimeters, 5 inches. And the plant itself is kind of large, so you can put up a good show when it actually blooms with this light pink, not some kind of diluted pink, solid light pink. Well, the size, yeah, that was really correct when I did my homework on it. This one is really a huge sized, can you see? Cattleya. Good thing is pseudobulbs are pointing up, right? Oh, look, bat-shaped form to its pseudobulb. I like it when I look like this, yeah? They're beautiful, shiny. Better keep them that way. That means loads of water. But it's approaching, we're getting there. It's really approaching maturity. Look. 1 year to flowering size, $22.90. So I think that was a kind of a decent price. Don't you agree? I'm going on a Cattleya hunt. Where's the Triumphal Coronation? Yeah, now all my taller Cattleya orchids have been moved to a fine line right up against the window to the best light. They simply couldn't fit the stand anymore. So, additional lights, good lights from the outside through the window. Anyways, they are growing tall. And the RTH Triumphal Coronation Sito is as well. So she's here. Let's bring her down. She is still sitting in the semi-hydro. I placed her in. Look at her gorgeous plump pseudobulb. This only happens when grown in semi-hydro, as it can't really keep up with the watering when sitting in organic medium. Yeah, you can, but you need to be there all of the times, watering. It lasts a little bit longer in the semi-hydro. But there are other benefits with this type of growing in comparison to this. So there are pros and cons to everything. So anyways, the con to this one is that it hasn't bloomed yet. She certainly is a well-grown enough plant to do so, to accomplish a good blooming. But news growth to that one, this beautiful plump pseudobulb, looks relatively promising. A little bit too tapering here for my liking. She might be... no, I'm not going to say anything before I know. But there's a good one coming there to the other very plump, large pseudobulbs. So 2 new growth for this year. And I'm going to be a little bit more consistent with the flushing. And it will be all right. I'm spotting yet another one there. another new growth underneath this, dried sheath. This is, third one coming. Incredibly well-growing plant. So, and I must say that I'm very satisfied with its progress. But I did see immediately when I got her that she was a relatively strong plant, especially in comparison to the Jaguarina. Everything is healthy. Yeah. Over to the next one. Laelia, Cattleya. Purpurata variation Estriada. Look. Isn't this a heavenly sight? €27.90 for this flowering size monster of a Cattleya. It's almost 1 meter, 80 centimeters, 90 perhaps. It's as tall as Cattleya I have in my collection. Really is. And a large sheath as well. Shouldn't it be a little bit too late? Flower. It's not its season. But, well, it is. According to my little Purpurata moon, which bloomed in end of August, I think, once. I still believe that this beautiful sheath has got a good chance on producing something, or perhaps next year. We'll wait until next year, but, well, no. We shall see if this is only a blind sheath. A couple of new roots coming down there, or at least one. Should be something else hiding. And you know what, guys? That certainly wasn't a blind sheath. It bloomed late August, approximately 1 month later, with 2 flowers. And now, early May, she's blooming again. With 3 15 centimeters wide flowers. Look. And this astonishing lip down to the throat. And the veins down there really distinguishes the Purpurata flowers from others. And this upside down one looks funny. And still, even for this blooming, she's got this glittering cover. Diamond glittering cover, as I always speak about. But a little bit less of these striations. You can see, it's really, really faint. You can see a line there. But overall, except for the blooming, which I think is from a taller stem this time, and larger flowers, more in numbers, the plant itself is a bit underwatered. But these thingies, lines, are very typical for the Purpuratas. So it's nothing uncommon, and it's not a bad thing that they look like this. But she is underwatered. I must improve. I simply must. Especially at this time of the season. Water and feed well. That's very important. And I keep telling everybody else, but not doing it myself. So I'm gonna grab the opportunity and do it right now, right away. This is an example of what Lucke Orchideen orchids can look like. So with this one, I'm so happy. Yeah, so now dip water her for at least 1 hour with some good nutrients. So guys, that will be it for this time. Well, until I see you next time, guys. Take care, and if you haven't already, so please do subscribe. Take care, and we shall talk soon, guys. Yeah, and please give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Bye bye, guys. Take care.